What's up guys, it's Mike for SimRacing604 and today I'm going to be reviewing this. This is the Fanatec Gran Turismo DD Pro wheel and pedal set. Very exciting new product aimed at this market, the PlayStation 5 and even PlayStation 4 market and the upcoming Gran Turismo 7. So I'm going to get it unboxed today and tell you what's included. Alright, so before I begin my review of the Fanatec Gran Turismo DD Pro set, just wanted to let you know that it has a lot in common with the CSL DD, which I've already reviewed, and includes the CSL pedals, which I've already reviewed, both of which were very recent reviews, so I'm not going to go overly in-depth into reviewing those. So I will leave links in the description if you want to know a little bit more about the wheelbase or the pedals that are included in this set. But yeah, I'm going to get it unboxed in a second. I'll walk you through the components and just show you not only some of the differences between the CSL DD and this, but also talk about just some of the general features. But broadly speaking, this is, as I say, the Gran Turismo DD Pro wheel and pedal set, compatible with PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. It includes everything you need to get up and running. And the wheelbase is direct drive technology based, and again you can watch the review at my CSL DD to learn a bit more about that, but this is the 5 Nm variety, and there will also be an 8 Nm set sold, and I'll leave the prices for this in the description as well as a link to Fanatec's official website so you can learn more. So again, 5 Nm version is what I have here. There's an 8 Nm version which comes with the boost kit, as Fanatec calls it. It's an enhanced power supply. It brings the power supply from 90 watts to 180 watts. It gives you a bit of extra power, gives you a little bit sharper detail in the force feedback. And there's also a version, the premium edition, which comes with not only the 8 Nm version of the wheelbase, but also a load cell based pedal. And as part of my CSL pedals review, I did talk about the load cell version of the CSL pedals. But what's included here is just the 2 pedal set. And tremendous value, by the way. Fanatec sells that for $80 if you're interested in buying it separately. But yeah, this is an all-in-one set, as I say, compatible with PlayStation and PC, and it's obviously aimed to sort of take the market position, or at least challenge the market position of the Thrustmaster TGT, which was the sort of incumbent Gran Turismo steering wheel set. So let's go ahead and get this guy open. Spoiler alert, I've had it open already. Wanted to make sure I had all my components, but I'll try and act surprised. Whoa, instruction manual and stickers. I've been doing a lot of Fanatec reviews lately, and I have so many Fanatec stickers. So if you're interested in buying some Fanatec stickers at an incredibly marked up price, hit me in my DMs. All right, so let's look at what we have here. First thing up top, we have the wheel. And this has sort of been a subject of controversy, this design. I'll get some pictures of that later, but hopefully you guys can see that. 280 millimeter diameter with this thing, so a good size wheel. It doesn't feel like a toy. Rubber grip, nice soft rubber on the outside. But what most people are focused on is all of the colors and sort of the general plasticky look of this wheel. We're used to Fanatec. I mean, they just recently announced a $1,400 BMW M4 GT3 replica wheel. And you know, they have the McLaren GT3 V2 wheel that I adore. So they sort of are known for their replicas of real cars, in addition to, you know, high quality, mostly metal wheels. But this one is just about all plastic. It does come with the quick release. I like this screw-on style quick release. I've really gotten used to mine, and it's pretty great. But yeah, a lot of 5-way, I guess you'd call them switches maybe. Anyway, a little 5-way. There's 4 of them, which seems like a lot. And then, yeah, all the buttons you'd expect: L2, R2, L3, R3, square, triangle, circle, X. It's not just for Squid Game anymore. And then the paddles. Hopefully you guys can hear that. It's got a good sound to it. I would have loved to have seen magnetic shifter paddles. I'm a big fan of magnetic shifting paddles, but this Fanatec wheel does not have it. So yeah, interesting wheel, a lot of plastic. Yeah, as I say, I'm not a huge fan of the looks, but it's also not offensive looking. So let's carry on. This box here contains most of the cables we'll need. So USB cable for connecting directly to your PC or PlayStation. By the way, it's just a single USB connection. And then an RJ connection. I think it's an RJ12. I always get that confused. But this will go between your pedals and your wheelbase. And then we have some components in here for the table clamp. So I think a lot of people might be surprised that this actually comes with a table clamp, but that is indeed true. We should start to get into those components fairly quick here. Indeed we have. So this table clamp plus this, I haven't actually done this assembly, so I don't know how this is going to work exactly, but somehow your wheelbase clicks into these grooves here, and this will sit on top of your table. It kind of angles it up towards you just like a real car would be. And then this somehow, I'll mess around with this later and try to get it going, but this somehow clamps onto your table and holds your wheelbase in place. So yeah, very cool that they include this. I think it's normally a $30 part, so not tremendously expensive, but also cool that they included it because I think a lot of the console crowd will be looking for a desk mount solution as opposed to a cockpit solution. This here is the power supply. I mentioned earlier this is the 5 Newton meter variety of this wheel, and of the wheelbase rather, and there's also an 8 Newton meter edition of the wheelbase. So this is a 90 watt power supply, and the 8 Newton meter is 180 watts. So that's just something to be aware of. And then getting into the good stuff, the stuff a lot of you would want to see. This is your DD wheelbase. So much like the CSL DD, sorry, I wonder if that box just blocked my whole video. Hopefully you guys saw something of what I was talking about. But yeah, this is the direct drive wheelbase, very similar in size to the CSL DD, but a lot of different designs on it. For instance, these sort of, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's kind of the corners are more pronounced on this. I guess you could call them shoulders maybe. And the on-off switch is different than the CSL DD. The front, it looks like it's vented. It's not actually vented. This unit uses passive cooling, so there's no fans at all. At least the CSL DD is. I assume they kept that theory with this version. And then the back, quite different. And there's RJ connections for 2 shifters, pedal, and a handbrake, and those will need to be Fanatec products if you do choose to plug in peripherals. But yeah, it's cool. It's got this blue rim around the outside. Not sure if that is lit when you turn this thing on or not. And then the big F for Fanatec, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is concaved back here. So yeah, very interesting design, and it's got the grooves on the bottom, same as you're used to with the CSL DD for hard mounting this to a cockpit if you so choose. And finally, of course, we have pedals. These are the CSL pedals, and I reviewed these very recently, so you can check out my review if you want to learn more about these pedals. But in this form, this is not the premium edition that I was sent, so these use a high density foam back here to provide resistance for the brake, so it's a progressive travel, and then the accelerator is much less squeaky than the CSL pedals I reviewed, but yeah, that's just a linear resistance on the, how about you show the people at home? It's just a linear travel on this accelerator pedal, and then again, progressive resistance on the brake pedal. By the way, if you're thinking these are too far apart, you'd probably be correct. So there's a hex wrench included in one of these boxes. You can undo, 4 bolts per side, and then adjust the pedal spacing to your liking. Or you can cheat them both to one side, whatever you want. So that is it. That's the key components there. Pedals, wheelbase, wheel, and then the table clamp, which somehow goes together. Actually, I'll show you quickly how that actually goes on. So again, the intent is that this sits flush with your desk, and this front part of the table clamp angles up a bit, and then this should just slide on to hold it in place. So super simple, and despite the direct drive forces being 5 Newton meters at peak, this should be more than enough to keep this on your table without causing too much trouble or breaking. So yeah, that's it. That's the key components here. So it looks like we have everything we need to get up and running. Overall impressions, well, first of all, at the $700 price point to get a direct drive wheel, all metal pedals, wheel with, again, I'm not a huge fan of the design, but this much functionality is all very impressive, plus the table clamp. So it seems as a bundle to be a tremendous deal, and I think it's pretty cool. And I think, speaking honestly, I think this will have a significant impact on Thrustmaster's hold on the Gran Turismo series. I don't own a TGT2 or a TGT1 even, so I can't say that one is better than the other, but it just seems that for $100 less to have the direct drive wheelbase, I don't know, it just seems like it would squeeze Thrustmaster out, but that's perhaps something for a different video. But yeah, exciting. It's cool to have it all here. And as I say, if you want to learn more about this wheelbase in CSL DD form, which is basically the Xbox and PC version, you can watch my video on that. And to learn more about these CSL pedals, including the load cell upgrade and the tuning kit upgrade, which adds the aluminum faces, aluminum pedal faces, you can watch those videos. So time to get this mounted on my rig and take it for a drive. Let's do it. All right, so before I share my impressions of driving with the Gran Turismo DD Pro set, let's talk about some of the key features. The DD Pro set, as reviewed with the 5 Newton meter wheelbase and 2 pedal set, has an MSRP of €699 or dollars. Add a boost kit to the bundle to kick the torque up to 8 Newton meters, and the price jumps to €849 or dollars. The premium edition comes with the boost kit and a load cell brake pedal, and the price jumps to $969. Pre-orders for the DD Pro start on Black Friday, and delivery is scheduled for March of 2022, unless you opt for an air-shipped basic bundle for $849. The set is compatible with PlayStation 4 and 5 as well as PC. The kit includes the wheelbase, pedals, wheel, table clamp, power supply, and all of the necessary cables. This is the only licensed direct drive wheel for Gran Turismo, and notably cheaper than Thrustmaster's TGT bundle. The wheel has a small display that functions as a tuning menu or displays in-game car data. The wheel is equipped with a quick release system that allows you to exchange the included wheel with another Fanatec wheel, and both the wheelbase and the pedals can be hard mounted to a cockpit, or the wheelbase can be used with the included table clamp, and the pedals can sit on the floor thanks to the rubber feet. Okay, so impressions of driving the Fanatec Gran Turismo DD Pro, and just a reminder that I've already shared my thoughts on the Xbox equivalent CSL DD wheelbase and also the CSL pedals, so we'll keep this review simple. If I were to summarize my thoughts in a word, I'd call this bundle fantastic. The force feedback detail and smoothness is very impressive, and it blows my other PlayStation compatible wheels, namely the Logitech G29, Thrustmaster T300 and Thrustmaster T248 out of the water. It's not even a fair comparison, frankly. The wheel is new to me, and I'm not a huge fan of the design overall, but the size is good and the rubber wrap is comfortable in my hands. I would say that there's too many of these 5-way switches, and the overall look of the wheel doesn't really do it for me, but functionally it works just fine. And the pedals are also sort of good, not great for me. The pedal travel is smooth, and the fidelity of the Hall sensors gives a consistent and accurate response, plus the build quality feels really great, especially at this price point. The brake is light, but that's the way to go if you're going to be sitting your pedals on the floor. And in terms of upgrades, there are various bundles on offer, and I would recommend that if you can afford the top level premium edition with the load cell and boost kit, that's the way to go. The 5 Newton meter base bundle is still amazing, but the extra punch at 8 Newton meters is a nice bonus. But the thing I would recommend most is the load cell kit. If you're using the pedals on the floor, you'll need to butt the pedals up to a wall, but there's a big jump in immersion and quality going from the standard brake to the load cell. And keep in mind that even if you don't want to shell out the extra money for a higher end bundle right away, you can add the load cell kit or the boost kit at a later date by simply buying them individually. Alright, time to sum things up. The DD Pro bundle is by far the best sim hardware I've tried on my PlayStation. The wheelbase is the biggest factor in that statement, and it impresses me on both PC and on my PS5. The wheel and pedal set aren't the best I've tried, but they're pretty good and keep the price of the bundle down without sacrificing build quality. I would recommend this bundle to anyone who's looking to game on both PlayStation and PC, or even somebody currently playing only on PS4 or PS5 and thinking they might eventually cross over to PC sim racing. There are definitely cheaper bundles on the market, but nothing of this level of build quality or performance, and the bonus is that it'll grow with you thanks to the options to upgrade the power supply or brake pedal, or changing out the wheel for something you prefer in the future. This is yet another outstanding product from Fanatec, and in my opinion, this is the new benchmark for PlayStation compatible wheel and pedal bundles. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.